Hello. We did it. We made it.
Mm.
We're back. Face things and not laptop things. Yeah. If you missed the previous episode, which went live on YouTube like a couple of hours ago, so it's understandable that you might have. It turns out my audio is absolutely garbage in that, so you probably don't even want to watch it. I'm sorry, but essentially what happened, for those who missed it, is the team made it to Calport on the train, chilled around there for a little bit before the meetup that Wayclaw wanted. They met up with a sort of spy man, corporate espionage sort of thing going on there. Guy named Grey Swallow, who was the contact for them in Cloudport, gave them some money and told them to meet up and do all that stuff to get them where they need to go. Otherwise, they seemingly recognized for some troubles that have been happening in the town. As it turns out that there's a few other red tieflings that were around causing some trouble. Yeah. So, team went around asking about that. Found out that group is led by Thraikas's mother, looking for Thraikas, and had just been appointed to go to Hiroga and have since left town very recently, thanks to a friend Smith named Cleo in the area. Then the team goes to the meeting and meets up with the people. Here's about there's a few people that are specifically worth mentioning. A dwarf named Dudgrillim, who is benefacting from a lot of weapons manufacture, and has apparently been going around a few smiths and scheduling them for work for different pieces of a larger thing without giving anyone the full specs and details of it. Yes, that the team has sent Grace Willow off to investigate while they were at the meeting. And some humans on his side, Nova Quinn and Jonas Pickering, that was also seen in the meeting. Not sure which one was which, as they're both, humans all look the same. Yeah, met a few, that bunch, and basically did the necessary things with the crystal and all of the stuff, just politics in general. But then, at the behest of Wayclaw, Thraikas summoned the avatar of Jamie to speak on behalf of the elves, and insofar as that, Jamie basically threatened to take over all of their bodies when they die.
Which they will.
Yeah.
It was assured that they would.
Yeah, that basically they don't have a ghost of a chance, and they really shouldn't try this.
She's very diplomatic, is Jamie.
She's very diplomatic.
What a woman.
Thanks, Ian. And that is where it basically got up to. After that, the dwarf fired off his gun and was basically like, "Hey, we don't I don't appreciate threats. Jamie was like, that's not a threat, that's a promise. And then peaced out. Where Claw pushed everybody, pushed the team outside and was like, well, now I gotta deal with this. So go off and do whatever you guys are up to. And I
You
will.
guys have somewhere else to be.
Yeah, you guys need to get the hell out of here right now. But that's where you guys are at, sitting in the hall, outside of the amphitheater that the councillors are currently meeting at. It is like,
we also got furnishings for our house too, didn't we?
yes, you did also furnish your house. Yeah. Some bits and pieces of it may not be there right away. There's some of it is being made, but you did get a lot of furnishings.
Look at you, fancy pantsers.
Furnishing a house, owning property. Fuck.
I know.
What a fantasy world.
There's a fantasy world that Jin most certainly does not live in.
No. Anyway. So, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? It is like mid-afternoon at the moment. Yeah. Getting later. Definitely past lunchtime.
Did Wayclaw give us any idea of how long it's going to take for him to do the
No,
thing?
he did not. But considering the general outrage, you imagine that it's probably going to be a few hours of screaming at each other until
People need some time to cool off.
Yeah, until they can settle enough to make a vote on what they're doing. So yeah.
Well,
Shall we get some lunch?
Sure. We ate our breakfast.
Oh yeah. You finished your breakfast a while ago. So to breakfast. To lunch, I mean. Okay. Well, you leave the hall. Out onto the street. Yeah. Getting a few looks as expected, as normal around these parts for you guys.
Jin's gonna turn his ears into human ears again, just subtly.
Fair enough. Yeah. Start making your way back to the trade ward, I guess, for lunch.
Probably.
They are still selling fresh fish at this point.
2 meals in a row. I don't know. I'm so full of breakfast still.
Lunch fish doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
Oh dear.
Are there any like bars or cafes or whatever open?
So the trade ward itself is usually just full up of like the freshly brought in goods. Is sort of a very market town sort of feel. So whatever's currently in season is being sold. A whole lot of brand new works of fabrics and stuff are being sold there. Anything that's just coming off the ships is being sold there. So it's not really like, it's more. It's not in that sort of sense a place for you to eat, but there are pubs and taverns that the team is definitely aware of and has been to previously that they would be able to go to if that's what they want.
Sure thing.
The one nearest the The port or the one that you guys were in the first time?
Probably the first one. We were already known there, right? When we stayed
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems safest.
Cool.
Hope they're not mad.
And it's closer to your house, the one that you stayed in previously.
That's true.
They can be our regular.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they'll have midday mutton.
Well, you enter into the tavern. You get a few people look over and eye you up and down. A little bit more than usual, particularly on Thoricus again. But once they realize, once they realize they're not who they're specifically looking for, they turn away.
Thoricus just tries to, like, smile in a nice way, but it kind of just looks like I'm showing my teeth.
Big grimace.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Well, if no one else is gonna go forward first, Ailey definitely will. To the bar and get some beers.
Jin is going to join Ailey getting the beer. I mean, he'll let Ailey pay for it, but he'll help.
Yeah. Of course, Ailey somehow talks their way into getting a tab. And, will undoubtedly pay it, sure, totally. And racks up a whole bunch of pints and brings them all over to everybody.
They will ask for hard liquor.
Yes, they would ask for hard liquor as well. So they'll get themselves a bottle of whiskey while everybody else gets a beer.
Okay.
Also, where there's one bottle of whiskey, they're totally good too, because I'd stash one away.
Yes. The stashed whiskey.
Especially if they think it's given out on a tab, despite this being our local.
You also have been promised a bag of platinum.
Yes,
Once Grey Swallow meets you. Yeah, once Grey Swallow meets you up again. But with that, barmaids also bring over some Lunchables.
Some luncheon for luncheon.
Yeah, some luncheon for luncheon.
Excellent.
Different meats and all that. And looks like they recently brewed up a nice stew, which
Nice.
may or may not be mutton.
Cast identify on this too.
It's a mundane stew. I'm sorry. That's what you're getting out of it. What a waste of a spell slot.
I still
No
was gonna
eyeballs.
check the ritual for that. Spend 10 minutes.
10 minutes looking at your stew.
Why the hell not?
It's best not to think too much about what goes in stew.
Absolutely, there's a reason it's stew.
There's probably bugs in these.
Yeah,
The extra protein.
We've fought the giant bugs before.
Yeah, I'm like there are
The
giant,
giant bugs.
Probably some of them got to be good eating.
Whatever it is, it tastes pretty damn good.
So
Giant ant larvae.
could you make like a jam out of that? I imagine the inside consistency is quite squishy anyway.
For the ones with exoskeletons, yes, but like their larvae and stuff will be like all fatty.
Oh,
Are you contemplating a meat jam? Like, really?
I mean, maybe.
Yes? Wait, isn't that just
untapped market?
pate?
Pretty much.
I mean, it would transport well.
True.
Okay,
Meat
I
preserve.
could get
You
used
want
to it.
Yeah.
Liquid jerky.
Mm-mm.
We could use it as a dip for jerky.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. Varys is writing this down.
Yeah. You spot over in the corner that there's somebody else who's overhearing this conversation, also writing this down.
Goddamn. Always.
Varys always looking for those retirement plans.
Absolutely.
So, tell me about this place.
Well, this was the place that we first came to when we arrived on the continent.
It's a port town, yes?
How else would we have arrived here?
Jun's gonna scowl at that and pretend that he wasn't asking stupid questions.
Yes, this place leads to a few different spots from here. But while we are here, there is the train which would take us to Copper Night if we wanted to meet up with our wizard friend. But we also have your mother to deal with, I guess.
Do we?
I mean, it sounds like we
We
do.
have to. We really have to.
I mean, it sounds like she roughed a bunch of people up trying to find you.
Doesn't
Mothers.
sound like my fault.
Mothers just sound like too much effort.
Agreed.
Ailey also agrees.
Varys just looks around at the group, just kind of confused. Okay.
We've all
I
got
mean-
mother issues.
True.
What are we gonna do if those morons decide to go to war anyway?
I'm not sure. I mean, we killed the last one, but that kind of started the war.
I mean, I recommend being on the other side of the country, on the continent, for that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think we do have a couple of inroads there with people in pretty high places.
Plus, there's the clockwork dragons.
Yes, that's also a thing. I feel like
What?
Oh, shit.
oh.
Nothing? No,
Wait.
they're like the little, they're like little toys, like Fanny Boo the Hoo Hoo. And we can talk. So we'll go a couple more sort of way, and we can send them to the various people.
Can Jun tell that she's lying?
Roll insight and deceptions, please.
Oh, this is not gonna go well for me. Sorry, I think I just accidentally rolled something.
You rolled nature twice.
Hell yeah.
I was clicking into things.
Mhm.
Hey.
Oh, we both got 12.
Yep, it's a 12, so that is a success. So that doesn't seem quite what they meant.
Yeah. Okay.
They're faster than Fanny, but we're waiting on them.
Yeah, sure.
Thorek is his in her head. I don't think he bought it.
You want more mystery, Stu?
Jin's
Yeah,
just
if
gonna
you want a
like
distraction.
glare at her and turn to Ailey because he knows that Ailey is stupidest and worst at lying. And be like,
Well, I mean, that's not
I mean, he
quite
just knew.
correct.
well, she blurts shit out.
That is true.
And he has seen her blurt shit out many times. So he's gonna be like, she's lying, right?
Maris, do you interfere in this?
But are we sitting in the way that we're currently spaced out?
Yeah, let's say that you are.
Can I just like rest on Ailey's foot under the table with my foot in a bed to be like,
Man, what would Ailey do here? We're really competing against their want to brag about the drip becoming a dragon and their
Yeah.
knowledge
their
of not wanting to say
obliviousness.
stuff. And their
Yeah.
obliviousness as well.
Well, would they insight
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah,
whether or not they get it?
let's check.
Ooh,
Yeah, they
Ellie's
figure it
insightful
out.
today.
Ailey would
Well, they'd
probably
like
like
to clear anything up.
in the middle of downing a drink, they probably like nod through it, like mm-hmm. Wow, that was low for Ailey.
Yeah.
But you can roll an insight on that one as well if you.
I'll probably give it a go anyway. Same as before. Jin's gonna like be suspicious, but accept that he has to like.
Yeah, from that discussion, there is definitely a suspicion there that they are keeping something from you.
Yeah. I don't think either which way that running away from the towns is going to help the Black God situation.
I mean, you can have your head on a spike if you want, but I like mine attached to me. So
I
I'll
thought
go to
the
my
whole
allies.
point of stopping the war was to stop the Black God.
It is, but we have to wait for politicians to do what they do, which is very little, but it still matters.
Politicians.
I know.
Uh,
I do have a thought. We should probably find out more about this. What was his name? Sorry, Thudgrin.
Dudgrim.
Dudgrin.
Sorry, Dudgralim.
So Dud.
I will type it out for you.
Please and thank you.
I'll have Codswallop say it in common.
Oh my god. His first word.
Why can't I read that?
What?
What?
Do you not speak common?
Apparently I don't.
What? Oh yeah, you don't have
Obviously.
didn't have
I've-
common listed as one of your languages.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Ah.
How have we been talking this whole time? Are we just communicating entirely in Elvish?
Yeah, it's an Elvish.
Okay. Dudgrolim.
Mindforge.
Mineforge. Okay. We should probably try and find out more about this Dudgrolem character. See what we can learn. If there's anything that we can exploit, if it seems like they are not wanting to play ball, they want to keep going for a fight.
He was the one that fired the weapon at the council, yeah?
Darius kind of rolls his eyes. Yes, he was.
Right. Was he with anybody?
Those two humans, Nova Quinn, and there was somebody else.
Leonis Pickering.
Jonas Pickering. Yes, Darius remembers. I do not.
Yes.
My brain is a sieve. His is fine. I had an idea. I feel like it is probably very much a fallback plan, but what if we gave them a mini demonstration of magic versus guns to show them that they wouldn't be making it out well in this war?
I feel like they've already had a little bit of a demonstration. I don't know.
What if
I
we
more
just
mean-
assassinate him?
See, we did that last time, and they knew about it, and it went horribly
Yes, but
sideways.
how's it supposed to go more sideways than this? Don't answer that.
I can think of several ways.
Well, maybe we have
I
to
have
do
an
it
idea.
sneakier.
Go ahead.
And you can see on Jin's face that he really doesn't want to tell you what he's about to tell you. Well, I can't become a dwarf. But
No.
I could become one of his human companions. If we could
Then
find
slit
his,
his.
if we could find his house, potentially I could do some digging.
And then kill him?
I feel like the idea of killing him is always going to be on the table, so just think that it could happen at any time.
Why would he kill him on a table?
I don't know, dramatic effect. Somebody else comes in and they look at the floor where they would expect to be a body, and there's no body, but then they look at the table and they're like, oh!
Not everyone's table height like you. Let's see the table first.
True.
I'm surprised
Okay.
under the table for most.
Jin scowls at this entire conversation.
Man, like the wind changed and his face just got stuck like that, huh?
My face is never stuck like anything.
What do you mean by that?
My face is never stuck like anything. That's so good.
It's true.
I know. Oh, man, it's so good. Anyway, okay, well, how long do you guys hang out here in the tavern? Oh,
Long enough to have lunch and for Jin to like go snooping around and asking people questions.
okay. Is Jin
That's
gonna
good.
like ask just people here, or
Yeah, maybe like one of the bar staff and like I don't know, anyone who looks like they might be wealthy off of firearms supply.
There's people whose feet are leaving grooves in the ground from the heaviness of their coin.
Yeah. Just gonna like subtly try and figure out where this guy Dudgrillin lives.
okay. Well, roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. He's gonna need some help.
Yeah. What I would say is from a quick look around the tavern, you don't see anyone. So this is more of like a working man sort of place, you know. It's not really like, it's not a fanciful place, if that makes sense. And Thoricus and Ailey would be acutely aware of this, having previously been in a more top-notch joint, that there is a definite divide here, in this country, for the rich and the middle class, that this tavern does not bridge.
I mean, except for us.
Yeah.
We're weird. We have a lot of
Yeah.
expensive stuff, but we usually don't have that much money.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
You guys
Sorry, I
guys
no
have
money.
you guys certainly smash into the high class a lot.
Usually with disastrous results.
Well,
But
yeah,
currently-
Sometimes with potions.
Yeah. But currently you are
Sometimes
eating
indeed.
currently you are very much eating at a workman's club.
All right.
So
Guns are expensive. We may have more luck in other places. Maybe the market.
Jin's gonna sigh and just be like, "You don't seem to think this is a great idea. Like, if you have other ideas, we can do something else.
I like the idea of going to his place. I just don't like the idea of us doing it so soon after we have made ourselves known to him.
It might be a bit obvious, you think?
A little bit. It is kind of what happened with the last one.
Yeah, no, we're not really.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be going to his place. It would be one of his companions showing up on his behalf."
True. I also don't like the idea of us splitting up too much. That's how people get hurt.
Hmm.
Is there a way
Yeah,
we
I'm
could be
happy
like
for you.
flies on the wall?
We could stay around the area so that we can be there in case anything bad happens to you. And you can go in on your own. That's fine.
Jin's going to contemplate this, and he's very aware at this point that there are lots of things about this place that he does not know, and he is relying very heavily on the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very much so.
Well, maybe we should see what we can find out and go from there.
Good idea.
Okay.
Okay. So leave. Make your way out back onto the trade ward. Again, still just fish everywhere.
My God.
Yeah, you can't get away from it. But it does certainly look like there are more fanciful people walking around. People of a higher monetary standing. If that was what you were wanting to investigate, to talk about, to talk to. What is the plan? Start asking people things, or how do you want to go about this?
Or do we really want to make people suspicious?
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like we might stand out a little bit more if you said something weird about your face before and that you could be somebody else. Could you do that while you're asking questions?
I mean,
So that way they don't they don't link it back to you and then to us.
Sure. And is there like an alleyway nearby that's unoccupied?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Jin is going to, have a look around, make sure that there's no one in the vicinity, and have everyone walk into the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna transform himself into some random dude that he remembers passing on a street once in the old town. Some random human.
Right. So for the rest of you, seeing this happen, Jin's face just sort of like begins to contort and like shift around in weird ways. Like the bones underneath it are like, breaking and cracking and moving around. And the skin also like lightly changes colors. The ears very much are human at this point. Their hair changes color and shortens, like recedes back in somehow. Their eye color changes differently entirely, and you're seeing an entirely different person all of a sudden.
Also, his cloak turns into a completely different cloak.
Yes, of course.
And covers up the rest of his clothing.
Yep, so the cloak sort of like billows out, like sort of like like a sheet in the wind sort of flaps a bit and then shifts in color and size, covering their armor and all their other bits and pieces that they've got, making them look more regal as well. And there you go.
That's okay. All right. It's pretty cool.
Ailey might remember the seeming spell that they've cast previously on you guys, and it's probably like, hey, it's like that time we did this before in the city.
Oh, I see. When you turned me into a small child.
Oh man, I can't remember what they called you while you were a child, but they would probably say it.
Yes, they were. I feel like it started with a G or something.
Yeah, like I don't really remember, but it was hilarious. Yeah, at least that is what Ailey suggests and believes this to be.
Seems like a very useful ability.
I'm just looking like super intently at him, like, holy shit.
Jin's gonna act like he's embarrassed of it and just shrug like it was nothing and like look at his feet and kind of shuffle them around a bit.
Varys, who is closer to that eye line, just gives a little nod. Well, go for it. We'll keep an eye out for you, I guess.
Okay. So you guys are just gonna separate from Jin for a moment while they go out and do stuff? Are you gonna like watch from the shadows sort of deal, or?
We should watch.
Before Jun does go out there, Varys will just put a hand lightly onto Jun's forearm and say, just give you a little bit of help, and I'll cast guidance.
Hey.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, but we need a signal for if you need help.
Just start shouting and waving your hands.
It'll be fine. No one will notice. God, my Ailey voice is terrible.
Like, remember the like little hand signals and stuff we sorted out with each other? Isn't it fun to do? Yeah, we should maybe let June join in on the fun a little.
Fine. Ailey will probably teach you how to say help in Thieves' Cant.
Oh yeah.
As that can be, just weaved in and out of something. But yeah, we'll know if you need some.
I mean, I was thinking a hand gesture that we could see
It would be
from
it would be a hand gesture. It would be a way of weaving it into a conversation. So it's not just so it's like
a full body thing.
It's like a hand gesture as well as like there's like a whole bunch of different things that Thieves' Cant revolves around.
So cool. That's
it's meant,
so cool.
It's meant to be.
When are you teaching me this language, Ailey? Please. Can barely speak in common.
It takes a long time.
Ailey's super fluent in Thieves' Cant, but I don't know if Ailey's the right person to teach.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to just learn I like your butt.
Not the swear words.
Ailey teaches you I like your butt in Thieves' Cant.
Nice.
Can she also teach Jin yes and no?
Probably. I'd say that there is a hard limit on what you can quickly retain.
Okay.
So we'll say we'll go with help now. Yeah, because it's not a simple thing either. Like the whole point of Thieves' Cant is that it is
Complex.
very complex, intricate sort of natured things, so that people who are not familiar with it at all don't even notice that it's happening. That's what Thieves' Cant's supposed to be about.
When Pyro does come on,
Mhm.
they get to decide if they actually taught us those things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, basically, they'll get to decide whether or not it was truly that what they taught you, or if they just taught you some hand signals they know.
Or these something else.
Yeah, or just pretended it was that it has told you something else. There you go.
It was just like a horrible swear word.
Yeah,
You
like
just
horrible
end up
swear words.
Something like,
Slurs.
I am a dingus.
It's probably, yeah, like, I'm a stupid boy.
Because Ailey's not up for giving up secrets.
That's true.
Not so easily.
Either way, yeah. Anything else? Ailey's already disappeared.
Yep.
Stepping away.
Jun is just going to walk out of the alleyway.
Hey.
All right then.
Just as if, you know, he's been in there with some purpose and now he is leaving with purpose, and he is going to walk down the street as if he is a merchant or a traveler going about his business.
Okay. Make a performance check for me. At advantage. Not bad. Yeah. To the even to you know, everybody else watching you, it seems like an entirely different person has walked away, walked out of the alleyway and into the square. It's kind of disconcerting to everybody. Varys, are you also stealth in
I
the
don't
edge and
think that I'd be.
stabbed away?
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose so. Probably just going to a nearby stall and pretending to look interested.
Okay. So please roll me a stealth as well. As a
Yeah, I kind of figured we were
trying
mostly
to
doing that.
yeah, you're not necessarily like hiding out of the shadows, picking out at them, but you know,
Blending in.
attempting to disassociate yourself with them. Is what this stealth check is for. Except for Ailey, who is just, you know, legitimately just disappearing places.
Yep. Who knows where Ailey went, but it's
Yep.
probably really close to Jun.
Yeah. Actually, you've got guidance, Jun. So please also roll another d4.
Onto my
Yeah,
performance check.
Hold on. Once it's only type
got a
roll
minute to
d4.
use it
Yeah, you
for
get a
anything
minute.
you want.
So you get it for everything for a minute. So it would have been for that performance check. So roll a d4.
Two.
23. Not bad.
Nice.
Cool. So, exit out onto the ward. Make an investigation check, also with guidance.
Cool. Oh.
Gonna need that guidance. Oh.
Yep. Why
Okay.
are you so dumb, Jen?
Okay, you think you see somebody that looks like they're, you know, well-to-do, noble sort of person. Walk up to them as they're, you know, buying some fish.
If they're buying fish, I'm going to start the conversation about fish.
Okay.
Just. Yeah.
So, have you ever had breakfast?
It's more like, yes, the quality of that fish there is good. Although I have seen better down, and he's gonna gesture at a different store that also sells fish.
I mean, they're all selling fish at the moment. Yes,
Yeah.
I was over there just before, and I thought could have sworn that they were more quality over there.
Hmm. There's lots of options of good fish to be had around here.
Yes, they have brought in quite a haul today.
Hmm. Lots of exciting things to buy in Cardport.
Ah, a traveler, are we?
Yes. Looking to potentially get into the merchant trade and perhaps take advantage of some upcoming opportunities.
I see. Well, all trade around here does have to go through the merchant the merchant minister, Minister Wayclaw. I do believe that he's in town.
Oh. Would that include weapons?
Man, what is even? Just roll a general charisma check for me.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh!
All right then. Weapons, you say? Well, there are other ministers who are more involved in such things. Are you looking for a guide?
Yes, perhaps. And perhaps some contacts to help me establish my business here.
I see. Well, I can't say too much here at the moment, but if you'll meet me later on today, I can meet you up with somebody.
Oh, excellent. Where and when?
Roll an insight check for me.
Oh, God. Jun is
Okay.
even less wise than he is intelligent.
He gives you some directions to a street in the sort of more well-to-do area to the north, close-ish to where you guys had met up at the amphitheater. So like this way, a street. You don't know the place well enough to know what sort of deal it is, but you know that from the directions that he gives you, that would be close to the amphitheater. So it sounds like it's going to be in the well-to-do area. It seems good. Yes, and I think I will go back to that fish merchant and buy myself something.
Excellent idea. Oh, and so your name was?
2 seconds. God damn
Come on,
it.
Skelly. You can't have an NPC without a name.
The line, Skelly.
God damn it.
Well, you nearly gotten away with it, huh?
Yeah.
Insert miscellaneous name.
God damn it. Why is it just red? Why do we need random names for everybody? Frick.
My name is Coffee Keyboard.
Coffee keyboard. Mala. My name is Mala.
Sorry, how do I spell that?
Mala.
Mala. It has been a pleasure to meet you, Mala.
Likewise. Your name?
My name is Gath.
Sorry, I didn't actually catch that. What was it?
Gath.
Gath. No. I will see you in a few hours. And he brushes you away and moves past you.
And Gath is going to continue as if he was shopping.
Okay. Everyone else spots you have this conversation. And continue shopping. How long would you give it before going back?
At least half an hour.
Okay.
I'd probably actually buy something. Just
More
to
more
make
fish.
it-
Breakfast for tomorrow.
Yeah. Does anyone? Sorry. Advanced breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is anyone selling preserved fish?
No, not currently.
Yeah.
As again, it is very much just a shipment came in, a fishing ship came in with a boatload of fish. So everyone who you know, as a quickly expiring food source, everyone who is a merchant in the town who sells their most recent acquirements, bought a certain shipment off of the ship, and have just been selling it out here, sort of a like almost wholesale sort of deal. It stops. It means that the ship can just get right out again, and this instead of trying to sell the fish again. So they just come in, sell all their crates to merchants, go back out. That's their deal. Everyone else here is just selling what came out, and it's probably going to get some, depends on how much people like fish that day. By this time, it kind of seems like a lot of the fish selling has gone down. So a lot of this is probably going to end up being preserved and resold as a preserved fish or salted or fermented sushi sort of stuff tomorrow and the days after.
Yeah, Jen will buy a couple of fish. How much for a couple of fish? From a, nice-ish looking.
A nice-ish looking one. Couple of fish, probably
Nice-ish.
nice-ish. Probably like 3 copper each. Like 6 copper all up for a couple of fish. Not expensive.
I only have gold on my character sheet.
Well then you'll have to break that down. And luckily, looking like you're a nobleman, no one will bat an eye at you only having gold. 1 gold turns into, I cannot remember now. Where did I put it? Exchange rates. Will turn into 100 copper pieces.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 gold piece, 100 copper pieces.
And then
So-
2 for a fish.
Yeah, so I would say that they would probably give you 9 silver. And 6 copper. So 4. Yeah, so 9 silver, 4 copper. It's your change. For a gold.
From buying a fish.
For buying a fish.
Sweet. Once I've looked around a little bit more, I will make my way, not back into the same alleyway, but back out of sight.
Cool. Back out of sight. Everyone follows you around until you get to a nice, safe location. Meet back up. And you're all back together again, hidden away in an alley.
So, how did it go?
Surprisingly effectively. I spoke with a man named Mala,
Mm-hmm.
asked him about getting into the weapons trade, subtly. And
Okay.
he told me to meet him, and I'll give the date and time,
Yeah,
whatever
so
it
it's
was that he told me.
like later on tonight, further up, from where you guys were at the amphitheater, just like around the corner and down the street.
He told me that he will introduce me to a contact.
No, maybe I am overthinking this, but what happens if the contact for the weapons industry that you're getting into is in fact the main guy that was doing weapons stuff that was at that council meeting?
Then we'll have him right in front of us, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, what exactly do we want to learn here? Do we want to learn if he's in league with the Black God? Do we want to learn...
I mean, that would actually make a lot more sense. I mean, it would mean that he at least has a motivation. He's not just a greedy asshole.
Lots of people are greedy assholes.
Absolutely. I would just like for it to be like one time that we go to somebody and they're like, no, I'm actually evil in a big god way, not just a I'm an asshole and I think people should give me all their money and die in a war.
Yep. Don't we all?
Always.
Jun is very skeptical of this whole notion.
Yep.
If it is him, we just need to be very careful that it doesn't influence him to change his mind if he does about whatever they say today.
You have a point there.
But it's our lead, we'll go for it. I would rather we not have to kill more officials. It hasn't been a good run for us so far in that department.
I'm not sure that killing people is really the best option when that's just a smaller version of helping the Black Sun God.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Although I imagine seeing the Black Sun God would definitely make this guy reconsider where he's putting his assets. What if we killed him and brought him back?
Do we have the resources for that?
Good question.
um,
I don't believe we do.
I think one of you has a Revivify scroll.
Yeah, in the bag of holding we have reincarnate.
Yeah,
but
you
that's
have
a bit extreme.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Let me check. I swear one of you had it.
I feel like we did have one at some point, and it was
I had
after
one.
we'd.
I know
And I
we
did not
used.
use one.
I know we used one to help. Ah, yes, you still got one. Yes, one was used when Ailey died. But yes, the
Yes.
Riker still does have a Revivify scroll. So
I mean, if worst comes to worst, that could do it. Although, Ailey said that they were in that realm for a very long time when it had only been like.
yeah, you guys took
minutes for
ages
us.
to bring me back.
With the for the millionth time, it was literal like minutes and seconds.
Yep.
Huh.
But there is that to worry about. But I mean, I know it's an extreme way of attempting to get this person on board, but
Mm.
when you see the evidence with your own eyes, I don't feel like it's something that you can refute.
Yeah, saying that, Jin, can you roll me a history check?
Okay. Ugh.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this is no, it is a very low DC on this one because it is about your own history. You would know that time dilation is pretty common for a particular kind of realm travel. That usually planeswalkers and stuff that go to different planes and come back here don't typically have time dilation. But there is one realm that if you travel to and come back from, you do frequently have some terrible time dilation, and it's the Fey realm.
Oh.
So it is very interesting that that is the case with someone who's supposed to just be dying, going somewhere.
All kinds of transmission can be intercepted somehow.
Mm.
Even transmission of your soul.
Would you bring that up, or would you get that?
Yeah, Jin feels like it's important enough to bring that up. He'll bring it up.
Okay. Well, Thrakus is familiar with the Fae, so can you give me a nature check there, Thrakus?
Sure thing. Yeesh.
Yeah. And at the same time, with that, Varys, can you give me a straight intelligence check? Yeah.
Not good.
Oh, good. Oh well. Okay. Well.
Garrus was zoning out.
Yes. So Thrakus, at the mention of the time dilation of the Fey realm, you are acutely aware of that, as you've had
Popped in and
dealings.
out of that.
You've popped in and out of that and had lost some time and gained some time once in a while, and it does sound familiar. But it is interesting to you to know, yeah, that is true. That it's only normally the Fey realm that experiences that because of their the primordial nature of the Fey realm not being a generated. This also plays on your religion proficiency now as well.
Do you want me to roll for that?
No. This is enough. But that helps within it as well. So basically, going in the Fey realm, when you leave, the connection between those two worlds on a linear sort of path doesn't make sense, because the Fey realm is just so mixy matchy of timey wimey sort of thing going on, both on an actual spatial level and a temporal level and all that sort of stuff. So its interaction can be very weird with the world. But other planes, specifically like god planes and all that sort of stuff, don't have that problem because they were generated. They were constructed, they were created by the gods. They were created for purposes, or are are reflections of the prime material plane in some way as well, so that they don't suffer from that. Unless the being that created them wants them to, usually. But strictly speaking, when you die, you go somewhere. There shouldn't be a time dilation. It should just be there. You should be there for the rest of time now. It shouldn't matter to time how that works. So the quick assumption that you could make is, if this guy's coming back and his realm is pressed up against ours, is like that, that's kind of like the Fey realm. How it is pressed up against the prime material plane and can easily fall through the cracks into it. But
Well, that's cheating.
it's weird then. Obviously, luckily no one seems to have experienced that yet for falling into his plane, but that could explain why he is so close, why you're able to sense him wherever you go on this continent, and why he is able to pull the dead in by being so close. Yeah.
Yeah. That's freaky. That's not right.
Are you explaining that to the group?
Yeah, I would. I'd share
Okay.
that.
Oh God.
Jin's gonna ask, does that mean that if he gets closer, as he gets more powerful, that his realm will get closer the more powerful he becomes and start bleeding out into this realm?
That would that passes the vibe check.
Oh God.
Quite possible.
I'm not a very good swimmer. I don't want a place like that here.
No.
Jin feels slightly head spinny.
Mm.
Okay.
All right, Gath. Well, you've got a couple of hours still before you need to meet up with the guy. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you try to do that?
We're near our house, right?
Yeah, minutes away maximum.
Could I spend some of this time starting to... It's fine if I don't make the whole thing, given the amount of time, but could I start working on an explosive of some sort?
Sure. All right, so everyone makes their way back home with you. You open the
Jin's gonna
door.
turn back into his regular form so as not to create the association between this character, Gath, and the group.
Perfect.
Fine.
Sounds good. You see the similar transformation from this Gath persona back to Jin.
How does it feel watching that? Does it look like magic, or does it look...
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Sure. Oof.
I mean, there's certainly something about it. Like, it's not like it. It's interesting. It's not entirely. It's not like a casting of a spell or anything that you've seen before. So it does seem to be an innate ability of Jin's. But there's a twinge of magical essence to it. But you're not sure whether or not that speaks to them as a magical being, or if that speaks to whatever is the deal there. Considering you know them to be you get the feeling that they are drawing their power from something else.
Seeing the similar sort of transforming weapon that
Yeah.
Valen had.
exactly. You would get the feeling that that is related, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, make it back to your abode. Now lavishly furnished with side tables, lamps, paintings. You know, you got a dining table in the kitchen now, small enough for you guys to all eat at if you wanted to make a meal. You know, there's like pots and pans in there ready to be cleaned away, glasses and plates and cutlery. There's a lounge set. Obviously no TV yet, but you know, there's like magazines and stuff on a coffee table. Even your downstairs, you know, the basement area that you guys take the train in, has been sufficiently obfuscated again with more shelving and stuff, making it more like a lower pantry, sort of medieval refrigerator. You know, up the stairs you've got your beds and stuff now, at least those of you who have got normal sizes. Yeah. You expect the custom ones to be delivered while you're here, basically, which does happen while you're making your things, but everyone else can just chill out in the house, you know, now that it's cluttered.
Now that it looks like people might even pretend to live here.
Exactly. And the bust is now sitting on a nice stone plinth.
Ah, good. It's horrifying to look at.
It
but
is.
He takes solace in what it actually represents. Not
Yeah.
the face it represented, but
No. Luckily, Ailey had headed away as people were bringing in things. Anyway,
probably for the best.
yeah. So, you were making an explosive device. Of what kind and
Yes.
caliber?
So I'm up for using whatever is necessary for it, but I think the idea is to have it be like some sort of explosive for escape rather than damage.
So doing like a smoking device?
Like smoke, yeah, smoke or fog or something that could obscure us if we needed to make a getaway.
Okay. Are you intending on... Are you intending to make it magical or more mundane?
Let's go for magical. I have we do have our Barlow spice.
You
here,
do.
we? Or our
You
spice
do
sacks
have-
or such.
You got a lot of spice lying around all over the place
Hell
these
yeah.
days.
Varys will point it out to June and say, "Don't snort that."
Yes.
Fully aware of what he's probably done.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, roll me. Man, this is gonna be. It's probably gonna take a little bit for you to make this for sure.
That's if it takes a while. That's okay. Just getting a start on it now.
Yeah. So roll me a Tinker's Tools check
Mhm.
or the mechanism.
Sorry, I just had to pop away for a second.
That's okay.
Good. I just told June not to snort the spice.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Well, he's not gonna, even though he wants to.
Cool. 26.
Yes.
Tinker's Tools.
All right. Over the next hour-ish, while you guys just chill out at the house waiting for the time, you put together the mechanism required for like sort of any sort of magical grenade, basically. Make it a triggering mechanism that allows you to, like, you'd set off an explosive, set off a magical effect more readily. So, yeah. What exactly that is, you'll have to figure that out. But
Sweet.
you've got that, got something like that ready to go. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. Cool. It is getting a bit late. You know, really late afternoon by now. It is very much approaching the time that you guys had, or that Gath had made the time for Marla to for you to meet with Marla's contact. So, how you guys want to do this?
I think they should not be seen together in the city, so Jin will leave the house slightly ahead of the others, go into an alleyway, turn into Gath or whatever, and continue to make his way to the other side of the city.
Okay. Is anybody else preparing anything, doing anything else before you leave? Anybody?
Mhm.
Is Codswallop staying behind, coming with
Good point, actually.
Thrakus?
Okay, you can stay in.
You can look after our house for us while we're gone.
You can cuddle in, because I'm sure we totally ordered a dog bed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
He is happy to stay.
And
That was ordered before any of the people beds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Alright. Guys, make your way across town. With the Jin being mildly ahead. I'll actually get stealth checks from everybody following behind. Making sure that you guys are... Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm going to cast guidance on myself as well.
Okay.
Okay, I can't get to it through there.
So, Thragus, stealth.
Oh, sorry.
Dang, alright.
Hey. Hell yeah.
30 stealth from Ailey, 27 stealth from Harris, and a 16 from Thragus. Cool. Making your way through the city, following behind Geth. Very stealthily. So you reach the end of the street that had the amphitheater on it. Noticeably by this time, the amphitheater in the hall has now been emptied out. There doesn't seem to be anybody there. Geth makes the turn onto the street. That's like just before the one that they need to be on, that you guys were made aware of. From this following distance, Geth will make the turn into the new street, the street that the meeting is on, before you guys get around. Do you rush up to make sure that you catch that, or are you gonna stay behind and keep the same following distance?
Feel like I'd probably move up to make sure that we can keep eyes on Gath.
Okay. So you guys rush forward quickly to catch them, moving into their street. So, Jin, the street that you were told to turn down is less of a street and more of a
Creepy
walkway.
alleyway.
Kind of a creepy alleyway. Yeah, it's not creepy because this is still like a fanciful, more regal place to be. So it's not like a dodgy alleyway, but it is, it is an alleyway that is darkened due to its nature. And there are a couple of people, seemingly from the size of them, it looks like Mala and another human at the end, not a dwarf.
Is this anyone I recognize at this distance?
No,
Okay.
they are obscured. Do you continue?
Do I notice anything unusual?
Roll a perception check.
16.
Yeah, as you get into the alleyway and start to walk down it, you do notice that the person you thought was Mala doesn't actually seem to be them. But it's someone that wanted you to think that they were. In some way, they seem to have mimicked him in some way. But your natural knowledge of magic and stuff makes it seem like someone cast a seeming spell on themselves to look like Mala to deceive you.
So this is a person with magic.
Seems like.
Now Jin is quite curious.
Okay.
And doesn't want to yet give away the fact that he has realized.
Okay. You keep walking down the street.
Yep.
Varys, Alien, Thrycus. As you've reached the edge of the street, you can see where Jin has gone down. As Jin makes their way and you lose sight of them, you see two more figures slink out from buildings on the opposite side of the street and start following in behind them.
Follow behind them.
Okay.
They're too busy watching for the person that they're tailing.
Yep, so you gotta tail the tail.
Yeah,
Okay.
the old double tail.
The whole double tail. Cool. Well, Jin, you continue to approach. You don't. The people behind you don't give off enough for you to really notice that they're coming.
Is there like
Yet anyway.
a bench or a tree or
What
what features?
There is a bench. Yep. At the far end, near where they're standing, there is a bench, and a tree is overhanging from like someone's yard beside you into the alleyway. That's sort of providing a little bit more sunlight cover. And there is a tall, on the other side from the tree, there is a very tall building that seems like it could be scaled at a stretch. Someone with the skills to do so could, but you probably don't have the skills for that.
Jin's gonna casually go sit in the bench, leaving space for someone to sit next to him.
Okay. So as you sit down, you will notice the two people that are coming up from behind you at the end of the of the alleyway, and the person who is appearing to be Mulder does sit next to you. They speak with a voice that is not Mulder's. So, been asking questions about weapons.
Yes, I have a very interesting supplier.
Well, that is very interesting, as we don't have any knowledge of any other weapons merchants coming into Cloudport, especially not one named Gath.
See, I'm just putting my tendrils out, investigating the possibilities. I have heard there might be considerable competition, so
Roll another perception check for me.
okay.
Yeah. You get the feeling that he is not buying this.
How close am I?
You guys are at the end of the alleyway now and can see down upon this. Can see
I can see him.
you can see Jun sitting on a park bench with somebody. There's another person at the end of the alleyway, and the two people you saw come down are still moving towards them.
Okay. Are we picking up on any of their body language, or?
Sorry.
Yeah, it was Jun's body language.
Jin's body language is like cool as a cucumber, trying to pretend that he's totally in control of the situation. He's laid back, like he's assessed the entire surroundings, but he's trying to pretend like he's this embodying this businessman.
Yeah. The other people you see don't seem to be off kilter in any way. Sort of business as usual. They're not moving particularly fast or threatening. The threatening atmosphere is coming from the fact that there are 3 random people surrounding this one person.
Jun
Okay.
is going to observe.
Knowing that Jun tends to look more relaxed when he's actually tense. Like, would Thoracus know that? The amount of time we spent together. The amount of time I have teased him.
I mean, no. Your understanding of Jin is that they are impetuous and and sort of just do things.
We tend to think
and-
more
and-
of themselves than
yeah.
they should.
You do
Yeah,
think
you
that
know that he's overconfident.
you do know
Yeah.
that, so there might be that. Roll an insight check.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. From the looks of things, Jun has just gone deeper into the character in an attempt to avoid showing themselves.
Okay. Then may I cast Calm Emotions on that group?
Let me check. Calm emotions. Charisma saving throws. Choose one of the effects. Suppress any effect causing target to be charmed friend. Choose one of the following.
Alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that is hostile towards. This indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed.
Cool. Yep. So let me just find the bits and pieces. Saving
Oh,
throw.
Yeah. Please let something work. And chill everyone out.
Okay. D20s here.
Because I totally knew we were going to go into a few dicey social situations. So I prepared this before the meeting and then just didn't use it in the meeting.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Uh,
Okay, so it is a 20-foot radius. So you would catch. You wouldn't be able to catch all 4 of them in it, but you could catch the one that's sitting next to Jin and the guy that's at the end of the alleyway, or you could catch the 2 that are walking up on them. Which one would you want to go for?
say guy closest to June and the alleyway.
Okay.
Because I would view them as the most sort of immediate threat.
Okay.
And
That's
June himself, but he's probably going to make a wisdom save. But he can allow it.
What's a charisma save? But they could,
Oh,
could also allow it.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. He'll very likely make that save, but he can
Why
let
did they
himself
roll as
chill.
you? That's weird.
Probably won't.
Okay.
And those are two good rolls.
Yeah, they were pretty bad rolls. Okay. Well,
Sorry, yeah, good for us.
yeah, you know if. Do you know if they fail it? Let me check here. Could you can choose? Yeah, you don't know if they fail it or not, but I guess out of character you do.
Oh,
Jun, you can choose to.
I mean, I could do a perception to see if they visibly relax.
You could. Jun, do you attempt to make the save on calm emotions? You can feel it coming down. You know,
I mean, you don't know
Thrakus
where it's coming
you know Thrakus' magic.
Oh.
To know that feeling, you're proficient
Oh,
in
yeah.
arcane.
Since I've
It feels like
recently tried to use it on you,
Yeah.
you are familiar
you
with
are
this.
very familiar with that, but you make the save. No problems there.
I'm really rolling a lot of unnecessary 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty good.
So yeah, for Jin and Thrakus with that roll, you very perceptively see the guy pretending to be Mala and the person across from them visibly sort of like relax and like chill out and be like, well, still, this is not he seems to be like struggling to grab onto whatever feeling he was just going for. You know, suddenly very much less threatening, but still trying to convey that you've gotten yourself in some trouble.
Jin's gonna lean forward and try and address him kind of straightforwardly in a slightly calming manner and go, "You seem quite threatened by my appearance here. Is there something you're particularly worried about?"
Well, roll a persuasion check. It's a little susceptible to this right now, but well, there are people around here that are troublemakers that we have been trying to weed out. And as he's like sort of trying to get these words out through this just insusceptible calm that he's got, the 2 people who are walking down the alleyway get close enough to you that you can see that they are human guards, and most apparent to Varys, but you know from what you've seen. They pull out from behind them, hidden behind their robes, each with a long rifle, very similar to Varys's last rites.
Does Jin see this?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, friends, no need for that.
Varys?
How far away are we from these rifle-toting people?
Well, you're definitely within range, but it's only like a few feet, like a couple hundred feet maximum. Hold on, what is your maximum range here?
Maximum with the Misfortune's Maiden is 60 feet for not having disadvantage.
Yeah.
200 is the rifle increment for the first roll.
Yes. You're definitely within 200 feet of them. It's like, let me pencil it out so I can get a better gist of this.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to avoid that until we actually had combat, but that's fine.
He wanted combat.
I mean, I was just guessing. And I haven't.
It's
Skilly
pretty good
knows.
guess.
Yeah, Skilly knows how sideways our plans go sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't
All time.
expecting it to happen, but you can
It was an
you can
educated guess.
you can hope, you know.
I calmed down the wrong person.
Okay. Jin is
Right.
there. That's not Jin. That's Jin. That's Jin in two places. That's weird.
Multiple gens.
Multiple Jins.
Nobody needs that.
I don't know if he'd love it or hate it.
At the edge of this.
He'd probably assume it's a trick.
There's only one me.
Or is there? Secret twin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or secretly your natural state as a changeling wasn't your real face.
How would you know?
Exactly.
Yes, they would be at 70 feet from
They're 70 feet away. Can I assume Varys would know his ranges on this sort of stuff. Could I try and get within pistol range?
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, fuck, you would actually have to be way closer than that because fucking old Calm Emotions has got a 60 feet radius, 60 feet distance on it. So,
Let's see.
so you guys would definitely have to be within 60 feet of these people. So you guys are way closer than that. A bit more than that. Fuck it. We'll say the heightened emotions meant that that somebody here managed to cast their spell a little bit far further than they should have.
I mean, like, I am a ranger. I got some skills.
Yeah, and it's
Occasionally it comes through.
it's all Jamie's power anyway that you're admiring, and Jamie's pretty fucking powerful, so it only makes sense.
Don't know whether to be offended or like, hell yeah, it's that. Very conflicted. My ego there.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you're from you're 65 feet from the rifle bearing guys, and you are 90 feet from Jun, and 105 feet from the guy at the far end of the.
Okay. I'm going to hold my action to fire at the guards if they attempt to use those rifles that they've got.
Okay. Cool. So, Jin, you say, whoa, guys, nothing, no problems here. Is that the gist of it?
No need for that.
No need for that. All right. Can I get a persuasion check from you, please?
Oh,
Well, you see one of them, like hesitate. Obviously, and everyone would see that. But the other one very much brings it up and points it directly at you.
Jin's gonna frown at him and say, "What do you want of me?"
The guard that's pointing at you looks at the Marlow impersonator and says, "In this enchantment right now." And you see him sort of light shimmer around him. And suddenly he's still human, but there's like a few grey hairs in his beard. Definitely not Marlow for sure. Bearded, white bits in his beard, slick back here, sort of like an undercut on both sides, sort of deal. Pidgeotto sort of hair going on. Wearing very clearly wizard robes, all the way down, and holding a staff in his other hand that you weren't seeing before, and just come out of undoing the seeming spell.
Jin smiles broadly and says, it was my understanding that the humans of this place were going to war with magic users."
I am not from here. Simply a mercenary. Much like I believe that you are. As he points his staff down towards your allies, now very much obviously at the end of the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
One of them cast a spell on me, it seems. But so I think we have no choice. Gods, shoot him.
What a death.
Does this mean we're rolling initiative?
Yes, but Varys was holding an action, so he will get to go
if
with
I
that.
heard him saying shoot him, I will in fact follow that order. Shoot the man. The one that didn't
Hesitate.
the one that didn't hesitate is just getting 2 bullets.
Okay, fire, please.
Yep. I am going to make this a dazing shot if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I basically magically give them a good bong hit and they just take offense.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Alright, so makes a save.
17.
That will hit.
Cool.
Guessing damage and 2, which is cold damage.
8.
That's not the right person. And And damage. Cool. Second shot.
Yep, same again. Another dazing shot.
Okay. Con save. Fails that con save.
Oop, disadvantage on their attacks until the end of their next turn.
Yep.
It's 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
10 and a 4 is X. Disadvantage on con saves until the next turn. So it's attacks and con saves. That's better. Oh, it's not better. Is there no hex button? That'll do. Cursed. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, roll initiative, everybody else. And Ailey, obviously. Who's probably... I'd say their prepared action is just to go 30 feet up into the air. So that's what Ailey does.
That makes sense.
These days, Ailey be like that. Shooting up into the air.
The game is still paused, by the way.
Yes, it is. You guys aren't not really moving that much right now. Cool. Well,
Do I need to as well?
Hmm?
Do I need to roll as well?
Yes, you will need to roll initiative as well. Yes, everybody everywhere, please roll the initiative. Obviously, he did have a readied action for that as well, but you are a bit faster than him, so you get that off. But at disadvantage, 15, Jun?
15 damage
15 to hit
to hit.
you.
That hits.
Alright,
Ooh, Jen is
16,
squishy.
16 piercing damage to Jun.
Need to get you some armor, buddy.
As I understand it, I'm wearing some armor.
You are.
We need to get you some better armor, buddy.
Definitely.
Alright, and with the 2 shots ringing out, this guard is going to... There's a bigger threat at this point. Doesn't know them, but it knows you guys, so probably his fault that here. And we'll try to shoot at Ailey. 19. Ailey will take half of that damage.
Nice.
Cool. Thrakus.
Oh, whoa. I really rolled high on that.
You
I
sure
was pretty
did.
ready.
You sure did.
So, in terms of my spell, because no one's hit me,
Mhm.
is it still effective on the green dude?
Um,
'Cause it should be.
so
He failed.
they both did fail, but they're both aware that it is a magical effect.
Oh, wait, no, it's dispelled anyway because we've attacked their friends. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, never mind. Okay. So
Yeah,
I don't
wouldn't
even
miss
have to
any
worry
of
about
their friends
something
being
anymore.
harmed. Yeah, exactly. So, yep.
Cool.
So, what you doing?
Definitely gonna frickin' Well, I can't really hit the wizard because June's in the way. So I'm gonna Slayer's Prey the guy who got off a shot.
Okay.
And ping some arrows at him.
11 will not hit, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But that will.
That will.
Hey.
Okay, you guys.
Slight spray damage, and you can have 4 temporary hit points. It's a thin black stream of magic pools across the arc of your arrow. Cool.
Give me your life points.
Varys, you're up.
Okie doke. Seeing that we are separated from our friend, Varys is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can actually go to that one. And he's going to, I think that was 25, right?
Yep, that was perfect.
Cool. He's going to stow his pistol, draw out his grappling gun, and fire it on the green guy over there to try and pull himself just straight at him like a fucking missile.
Okay. All right.
Like shield
Cool.
ready.
Yep.
Ahead
Roll
of him.
your roll your grapple gun.
Yep.
That will hit. 17.
Hell yeah.
All right. 12 piercing damage.
That is technically a ranged attack, right?
It is.
So I think that would have my usual ranged plus to it. Plus 2 anyway. Unless it's already factored in.
Yes.
I think I rolled a 9, right? So it's added plus 8, which is... Regardless, I hit him.
Yes, it is. It has picked up the +2 from
I'll
being
pick that later.
arranged. I'm pretty sure. Either way, it hits for sure.
Nice.
So any additional stuff would not have mattered.
Cool.
Cool. So that plinks right through the armor in his gut, and you hear it go chink as it's very clearly come out on the other side and opened out to grab him and engaged. Can you roll a strength check for me when you engage it to pull,
Yeah,
please?
Sure. Oh, if it was a
Is-
saving throw, that'd be much
Nope.
better.
No, this is just an ability check against him. Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the distance here? 50. Okay. So you are gonna get pulled to here, and he is gonna get pulled to here. You're gonna meet up in the middle.
Oh, good.
As you just whoop, boom, as you guys slam into each other.
Varys is just gonna look up at him and say, I don't feel like this is the fight you want, friend.
Actually,
Drop his grapple gun and then shoot him.
hold on. You also will both take a single point of damage from bludgeoning
Yeah, as we smash
as you
into each
smash
other.
into each other.
Cool. Have you taken that off?
I'll take that off you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. And you're gonna shoot point blank.
Yep. Yep. Ooh, 20.
Okay. 20 will hit. 7.
This is just a regular shot.
It's a 5, which is
Regain a grid point?
yeah, it is. You've regained a go point.
Hell yeah.
Cool. And that's you.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Jin. You're up.
Right.
Oh, my apologies.
Mhm.
I just realized I still have a bonus action left. Can I throw out my blade?
I mean, you kind of
yeah,
got,
fair. I did a lot.
yeah.
I traveled a large distance. and
Yes.
smashed into a man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll say that engaging your
To send myself flying at a man halfway down the street. Was my
You-
bonus action.
we'll consider that your bonus action.
Cool beans.
So, Jin.
Does grappling take an action?
Usually, yes. It's also not super helpful. As it usually just brings them, like if you're trying to stop, it's very helpful if you're trying to stop someone from going somewhere. And that is what you will essentially do if you do manage to grapple him, which you'll be like, grabbing him in a headlock, he can't go anywhere, but he could still cast spells or do stuff like that. But you do have other abilities that could stop him from doing other things if you want to.
Yep. So could I grapple the wizard into a position where my dagger is pointed at his throat and I am behind him?
We can certainly see.
Yeah, Jin's gonna pull out his dagger and grab the wizard and somehow grapple him.
Okay. So for this, I would say it's a bit of a maneuver for you to slip in behind him as well. That we would make it a first acrobatics check. Yeah. So if you roll that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
Man isn't very dexterous. Cool. Sure. Yeah, using your general, the look of you not being the way you actually are sort of deal, just unnaturally slinking around him, and pull your dagger to his neck.
And I'm gonna yell out to the rest of, like, everyone in range that is fighting. No, I'm gonna yell out to the guards specifically. Like, oi, can't stop what you're doing.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, that's the one who hesitated. Gee, for that, can I get you to roll an intimidation check?
Sure. I can try.
It is charisma.
Hey.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, the one that hesitated is definitely still hesitating. So he will just sort of... He'll ready his gun at you, holding the mage, but won't fire on his turn. Ailey will probably... I'd say they'd move their full 60 to get close enough to this guy, but not dip down until they've got the full movement, and they'll just shoot at him.
Oh dear.
Oh, Ailey. Well, they're not 100% with flying and shooting yet, so they're going to take that 9 damage as they shoot themselves in the leg. Oh, Ailey.
I am. Can he dodge her own shot?
Yeah, I mean, no, she can't. She can't react to her own turn. Anyway, with that, the mage is going to...
If he starts speaking, Jun is just gonna shove the knife further into his neck.
Okay. Well, he... without you even knowing what's happened, just have to move the full thing. he sort of you're holding tightly onto him. You know that you are, and then suddenly you're not holding onto anything, and it just slips through your arms, just like go through him. Like he literally just turns into a silvery mist in your arms, and you can't, like, you go to try and stab him, but it's not, his neck's not there when you go through. As he misty steps out of out of that and appears over here.
God damn it.
Stamp slot. And says specifically to the one that's hesitated, "You idiot! Shoot him!"
He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
And will. Man, this guy's not really meant for this. Oh well. He'll probably just magic missiles Ailey here. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Is it though?
No, I mean, it's calculated it properly now. It's not
Oh,
how
okay.
it used to, where it would calculate each dart by itself,
Yeah.
and now it's actually doing it the full 3. That's way better. Cool. So Ailey takes, she takes +3. They just slam into them. They don't really want to half any of them because they'd just be halving one of the missiles, not the whole lot. So yeah. That's them. Right. Guards is going to take another shot at Jun. Still at disadvantage. Uh, 19 will still hit. That's another 12 piercing damage to Jun. And top of the round, the guard that is pressed up against Varus right now. Now that you dropped the thing, he's decoupled properly from you. He will come at you with a short sword. 17.
A 17 will not hit.
Right. And again. 12.
No, a 12 will not hit. Unfortunately, nearly had me with that 12, not with the other one.
Yeah.
Wings high.
And then he will aim his crossbow up and shoot at Ailey.
Oof.
7. Ailey will half that with her uncanny touch.
Can I use my reaction?
You can.
Because it has been my turn now. Seeing as that guy missed with one of his attacks,
You can.
I'm going to parry it with the shield and then just jam the blades of the shield right into them and rake it across the side of their chest.
Perfect. Roll your bullet shield, please.
Oop.
Bullet. Yep, 12 slashing damage from that. As he misses with the sword, you sort of deflect it with the shield and then bring it right into him.
And Varus looks at his new shield and is like, "This is practical."
Yeah. As it cuts clean through chainmail somehow.
Oh, it's just like butter.
Cool. Thrakus.
Hey, well, I'm gonna keep shooting at the guy. Fucking A. I'm not slay his bread, dude.
12 will not hit.
Come on.
16 will not hit. Wait, no, 16,
16.
16 will just hit. Okay. 9,
Come on.
4 more temporary hit points for you. And
And I'm gonna move up a bit. Maybe just one more.
Hmm?
So someone measuring.
yeah,
What you measuring?
just distances.
For what cause?
Right, you still got a bonus action. What are you doing?
Bonus. What am I doing? I don't have a lot of shit I can do on bonus actions, you know.
Hmm.
Unfortunately. No, that's not a bonus. I don't even have it loaded up. Never mind. Yeah, I don't have shit.
You have shit.
I don't have shit.
Okay, fair enough. Barris, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. Ailey is still flying above these people, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to move sideways, and then I'm going to use a piercing shot to hit the guy in front of me and his friend over there.
Cool.
One that had also shot before.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's my last grip point, but that's a piercing shot, and that's for the first one.
Okay. It will hit
Cool.
14 and regain a hit grip point.
Hell yeah, so I just got the one back that I used.
Yep. And the second.
Yeah, so the second one is a shot at with disadvantage.
Yep.
The guy behind. And
And still hits.
nice.
11. Six is additional D10. He's pushed back this way.
Cool.
Cool.
And so that worked so well the first time, I'm gonna do the same thing again. Because he's still in a line with him.
He still is. Alright, 18 will hit.
And then
And that's a 3, which is a D4 of necrotic, so you regain 1 hit point.
hey, back up to full. Perfect.
Cool. And then disadvantage. Let's take them out.
Sweet.
Jesus.
I was actually aiming more for that guy at the back than I was at the front.
Yeah. Okay.
That's back down to 0 grip points.
And it's another force 1. Cool. So both those guys are not looking great. Push the one that was on you directly underneath Ailey.
Yep, he's gone.
No, he's just been pushed underneath Ailey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ailey's above it. Anything else?
Yeah, I still have 20 feet of movement, so I'll move up over here, and then I will throw out Fox's fencer towards the wizard over there and take a swipe at him.
Okay. Where's the fence? Here's he go.
Finding.
Okay. So he will shield. But that is not enough to stop that. But he will have. You'll see a blue flash of light come up around him as the sword comes out. It just pokes right through, slashes him for 9
Varys
damage.
just tuts at him.
Cool. Jin.
Sweet, that's my turn.
All right. Jun is going to summon his pact weapon.
Perfect.
Nice.
Out of the shadows. Just. Well, it doesn't even make a noise or anything. Just like Jin just reaches behind them and seemingly from nowhere pulling the scythe out of the wall behind them. Delicately, like an instrument of death.
Does Jun still look like the businessman?
Oh yeah, it still looks like death, 100%.
Yeah. So, turning back into Jun takes an action.
Yes, it will.
Summoning the pact weapon takes an action.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see.
But what does not take an action is hexing the fucking wizard. That's a bonus action that I am going to now do.
All right. Hexed. Which ability check do you like? Do you have disadvantage?
Let's see. Constitution.
Constitution checks. Cool. Sweet. All right. Guard who was hesitating. No longer hesitate. Spins around and will fire this rifle at he knows he'd have to fire it at disadvantage at Varys, but he really wants to fire it at Varys. Instead he will point up and fire it at Ailey. And that'll miss. Ailey is used to dodging your guns.
Good.
Yeah. That's their fault thing.
Because that was a lot of damage.
Yep. Ailey doesn't like this. Ailey's not a fan of this. Ailey's gonna swoop down and just absolutely gut this motherfucker right here.
Ruin this person's day.
Yeah.
You do have advantage.
They will have advantage on him. So that's 100% this guy just fucking did. But I'll roll a sneak attack anyway. Yep. Alright. So Ailey just like brings their wings in and just brings the dagger Skyrim down and just cuts this guy clean in half.
With a dagger?
The dagger Skyrim.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, just blood goes gushing out, especially all over the guy who just shot at her. This guard is dead. Mega ultra dead. Which one is he?
The most dead.
Yes, most dead one. And swing around and short sword the one that shot at her. But miss. And then shoot back up 30 feet. Because they can do that. And it is unfair.
Buckler.
Now it's Meiji Boy's turn. sort of curses under his breath. Do any of you know any? What other languages do you guys know? None of you know
I don't.
Dwarvish.
No Dwarvish.
Nope.
No. Well, then, Ailey would probably be the only one who knows this. You guys have spent enough time to know a dwarven swear when you hear one. It's an incredibly vile swear, but he says it. He's a bad man.
Type
And
it in the chat.
no, and then he that's not suitable for chat. Anyway, and then he
Oh, I didn't realize he was a dwarf.
he's not a dwarf. He just knows dwarven swears.
Okay.
He's a human. And he becomes invisible.
Fucking mages.
What a dick.
So yeah, you don't know what's happened. This guard here no longer dazed. Ah, fuck. No, it's fine. Keep pressing the wrong goddamn button. Not dazed. Not cursed anymore. Still just shooting at Jun. Especially now that they pulled his scythe out of nowhere. But a 12 will not hit. As you sort of see Jun's scythe just like seemingly move without consciousness and just deflect the bullet out of the way. And that's everybody until Thrakus. Thrakus, you're up.
Okay, so seeing they do go invisible,
Mhm.
I want to cast Spike Growth.
Sorry?
Spike growth, I think.
Spike growth?
Yeah. Hope June doesn't want to move,
It's
but that's just Thrakus
got
would.
options.
All right. So, just out of the cracks in the ground comes twisting thorns, pulling all the way out of the ground, and it's like sneaking up around your boots and stuff. Very sharp spikes. Very, very painful to step on. Yeah. Anyone moving with it will take some damage. Unfortunately.
Did cast it at second level.
Oh, you did. Well then, it's a little bit
18
more.
damage.
No. No, it's a second level spell.
Oh wait, hang on.
And it doesn't get any bonuses from being
Did I
cast.
read something else? I think I was reading a different spell.
I
earlier.
think you were. Yeah, it doesn't get any bonuses from being upcast, so wouldn't have done any
No,
extra
I was
damage.
thinking of. Never mind.
But yeah, I'll get you to roll those if. Right, that's 2d4 for every 5 feet, so every 5 feet is going to take 5 damage. Cool. That's your action, bonus action.
Is
And every time the wizard... Sorry.
yeah, every time the wizard moves, he should still take it.
You should.
And
Hopefully.
he has to make a constitution saving throw for any concentration
You
spells.
sure will.
Exactly. I'll just yell out to June, don't move! We'll get you out of there, I guess.
And Jin's gonna go, you couldn't have placed it like 10 feet to the south?
There's no fun in that.
That doesn't involve upsetting Jin. That's not fun.
Yeah. People can't
Cool.
easily get to him either.
That's true.
Bearing in mind that you've yelled this out over the battlefield, so mages are probably aware. Anyway, Varys, you're up.
Alright. So the mage went invisible.
Yes,
Um,
but you can make an assumption that he is standing exactly where he was, because of the spike trap that Thrakus just brought up.
he wouldn't want to risk it in himself. He's been very averse to it so far. Gonna look at the guy in front of me and say, well, we did try and warn you. And then level my gun at him, and then swing around and fire at where I think the mage might be.
Okay. I'll let attack at
I am
disadvantage,
going-
please.
I am going to use a Deadeye shot on this. From oh wait, did I? No, I used my last one.
You
I'm
did.
just going to use a regular one then.
Yep. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Ooh, not good.
That will not hit.
Shit. And again. Ooh, that would have been so much better.
Okay. Let's see here. Three. What's a 3? Is necrotic damage. Well, you see that little inkling of dark energy that normally only goes off if you've hit something. So you feel like you did hit something with that shot.
Cool.
Let's see if he makes his save, shall we? Gonna quick math this one.
It is just the original damage because it wasn't actually a crit.
Yeah. It is a con save. Constitution save throw.
Oh, which they have disadvantage on.
Which they do have disadvantage on, as they have been hexed.
Yes.
No, hold on. No, that's ability checks, not
Oh,
saves.
it is too.
Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry. I do always forget that for Hex, because Hex would be crazy if you could make that.
Yeah, that's true.
Any save at all? No. Okay, so with an 11, he will keep his concentration now. Because that's halved to 10.
Cool.
Yes. So that's both shots. Anything else?
Okay.
You could attempt to
Can I,
have your...
can I swing on the on him with my sword?
Yeah, you can disadvantage attack of the sword if you want.
Oh, why not? Kill this man.
Jesus
18.
Christ. Yeah, that will hit. Okay. Oh dear.
You can't hide from me.
No.
Varys
No,
sees from
you
behind his
can't.
shield.
And he fails his con save. Alright, he is invisible again. Alright, Jun.
Varys winks at him as he comes back into view.
Yeah, as you see the sword just like stab and come out of thin air with blood, and just him appear with his hand holding that position going, "Ugh."
oh.
Oh. Jun?
It's looking at something cool that they're gonna do, I think.
Maybe.
Or devastatingly damaging.
probably not
That's
worth it at this
for me.
stage. Let's see. God damn it! I have so few spell slots.
Yeah,
Um.
them's the breaks.
Yep, thems is how the warlock works. I am going to Cull the Dead. I point at one creature that I can now see.
Yes.
We're within 60 feet.
Yep.
Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If it is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes
D12. You're
D12.
past 5th level, so it's 2 of those. So please make that check.
What?
It's not actually an attack roll. I don't know why it comes up with that.
No.
He does not make the wisdom saving throw.
So
he will
he's
take
gonna
his
take
2d10 of necrotic damage.
a load of damage.
And
because he's been hexed, he takes extra damage, I think. No, I'm misremembering.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
extra
in
1d6.
The extra 1d6 on. So just roll your hex again. Just make it not use a spell slot.
Oh, extra 1 damage.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes that's what you need.
that kills the mage.
Ah, does it?
Well, yeah. Hold on. No, Toll the Dead is somatic, so he actually won't. What he'll do is counterspell that. So you see him sort of whip around, and like just a flick of magic comes out of his hand. That you just it makes you feel your magic just dissipate as you're trying to cast it on him.
So he doesn't take any of that damage?
No, he doesn't take any of that Toll the Dead damage. Really should have just done that before we did the wisdom save, but that's fine.
Okay.
But that is your action. You still have a bonus.
Thinking. I don't have any bonus actions that are actually worth taking currently. I don't think.
Yeah. Don't think so.
So I'm just gonna, I don't know, yell something insulting at him.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, it flips you off in response.
Your mother was a, I don't know.
Your father smelled of elderberries. All right. Okay. This god now is terrified of Ailey. Is going to drop his rifle and just make short sword attacks at you, Varys. 18.
That misses. I have had my turn. I will retaliate with my shield.
Cool. So both of those miss. Please roll your shield.
Wrong choice, friend.
Okay. 18 slashing damage. Yeah, as your shield deflects the sword and cuts him up real nice. And it's his turn. Ailey's gonna drop down like fucking Batman again. Dagger this guy. Yep. 7 damage plus sneak attack. Jesus Christ.
Oh, because I'm still within 5 feet. Nice.
Yep. Yep. And then the other one, the short sword. That will not hit. But then they just fly back up.
None the wiser.
We need to do something about that. Anyway, Mage, he's had quite enough of this. Won't hit Ailey. No. My mage here is a master of 3-dimensional space. So he knows that if he shoots about 15 feet from the ground, it will still hit Ailey.
The monsters know what they're doing.
Dexterity saves Varus, Ailey, and Thrakus, please. There's a thin red light streaks across the sky and finds a point right in the center between you all and erupts into a massive, perfectly circular fireball. Okay. You guys make your saves.
Knew I should have moved back a bit after you've measured.
And so does Ailey. It's fire damage, so Ailey's taking a quarter of that. Oh, wait, hold on. Does Ailey even take any damage from that these days? Fucking, where is it?
Does the fire also go up enough? Because Ailey's flying, isn't she?
So he fired it in the sky. So it's like a point in the sky, just enough to reach, to reach you all. So
yeah, I think Ailey has.
Oh yeah, Ailey doesn't take any of their damage. They save. Yeah. So okay, shit. I had already applied the quarter damage. I should not have done that. Quarter of 30 is like
7.5.
7.5. So we see damage. Cool. You Varus will take half, so 15 from you. I'll do that.
Thank you.
And Thrakus, you make your save and you're resistant to fire, so a quarter for you. And I have applied it. 7.
Okay, and I'm gonna set him on fire right back.
Fair enough.
You piece of shit.
Dexterity saving throw. You'll fail his death saving throw, and your hellish rebuke will kill him.
Idiot. And he didn't even hit into my actual hit points.
Nope. So from other people's perspective, it looks like the fire that he shot at Thrakus was instead deflected away from Thrakus and just shot right back at him.
And he died.
And he died. He just fell over.
Generally, if I'm doing Hellish Rebuke, I'm pulling the fingers.
Yep, and there's just a whole lot of finger pulling going on around here.
Oh yeah.
Cool. What else the mage did? Still got this guy, who is seemingly just still going for Jin for some reason. Got rid of something against him. 13 will not hit though.
Do I recognize this guard?
No. Thrakus.
Well, I'm still hitting at the guy that I've got Slayer's Prey on.
Cool.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Well, I've still got to get this bit of Slayer's Prey.
Yep.
gonna make him extra pulpy.
Used
Suck dear guy.
to.
Using my bonus, I will transfer my Slayer's Prey to the only
Mhm.
guy left alive.
Yep.
And have a pot shot at him. Oh, would you look at that?
Nice.
Fuck you, guy. And 6 temporary hit points.
Bam, bam, bam. Cool. Varys.
Well, the mage is dead, right?
Yep.
It's just this
But it's
guy
just this
here.
one guy standing here.
Barbecue mage.
The guy who was hesitant to fight before.
You should have stuck with your gut instinct, friend. I'm going to hold my action. If this guy doesn't run the fuck away, I'm gonna shoot him. Leave. Now. Drop your shit.
Roll an intimidation check, please.
Sure thing. That's a thing that I can do.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
He's lucky it was Varys' turn, because Varys is the only one that ever let him get away.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Also, that helps.
No, you see him like hold his sword even tighter.
Idiot.
That's unfortunate.
Jin. Unless no, you're holding your action, so it is Jin.
Is the spike growth still there?
Sorry, is the spike growth still
No,
there?
it's concentration, so I got hit, which means it disappeared on the hit.
I mean, it was only 7, so roll a constitution. You can decide. You can
I can
decide
also
now if you want it.
decide.
So it's up to you.
Yeah,
Do
you
you
can
want
drop it
to?
at
Do you
will.
want to try and roll above a 10 on a Constitution save, or do you want to just put it down?
Make a decision after the roll.
You did make the Constitution check, so it is technically still up.
Fine, I drop it.
Okay.
Right. Jin is going to. Yep. He's gonna just wander up behind this guy, not in a particularly urgent fashion, swinging his scythe, and again grab the guy in a similar way to how he had the mage earlier, with the scythe at his throat, and kind of growl into his ear like, "Why did you attack me?"
I'm in the wrong thing every damn time. Let's see. There's no like bravery check here.
Need a gut check mechanic.
Inside.
Constitution?
There's a Constitution check. I think that makes sense.
Make sure they don't soil themselves immediately.
Exactly. Is he gonna poop himself? Constitution.
Okay, well that Constitution check, he doesn't say anything.
Can I, like... Yeah. Okay, even rolling intimidation against that is gonna
Yeah.
not go well.
He is steadfast in whatever resolve he has brought himself to.
Soldier types are stupid.
That's true. He probably doesn't know what Jin wants to find out, but Jin's angry and he's threatening him anyway.
Okay. What's everybody else doing? This person's essentially locked down. Anybody else? You're just gonna move up to it, or What's everybody else's doing? Sort of combat halted for now.
Can I attempt to go and see if the mage had anything useful on them?
Sure.
Cute.
So could we do Ailey's turn and Thrax's turn before you do that?
Yeah.
Ailey probably just like
Back for now then.
yeah, get into a position over the guy. Thrax, what would you be doing?
I'd want to try to disarm the guy, honestly. But I don't think I can travel far enough.
I mean, for the
Do
sake of
that.
it, I'd say that Jin like kicked away his sword and was like, you know, foot on his back, scythe at the neck.
I mean, in that case,
Just the
then I
worst
can
yoga
just
position.
Yeah.
then I'll just casually put my longbow over my shoulder and then just grab out my great sword of thunder, rest it on my shoulder, looking at him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Totally a head lopping weapon.
Right.
I've lopped heads with less.
Cool. And as Varys, you move up to the mage. You spot a couple more guards coming around the corner.
Oh shit. Up over here?
Yeah. But just as you're about to like pull out your stuff, get everybody ready, a figure that you hadn't noticed was watching you seemingly falls, drops very much like Ailey does when with their wings out, except it's very clearly robes and not wings. Drops from the tall building that was on the left here, and lands delicately behind them, and you see a flash of two daggers just rip the throats out of both of their necks, and they fall forward.
Batman?
And a hood comes up, and a face that you recognize. Grey Swallow.
Oh.
Good of you to drop in.
You did not just say that.
Absolutely, I did.
He, fluffs out his coat and dusts himself off and walks up to you guys. I don't have an avatar for him, so deal with it. He comes up with you guys. You fight very well.
Thank you. We're pretty good at it. We've done it for a while.
I can tell.
So, what's going on here? Who are these people?
Well, can't you guess?
Friends of the dwarf?
Quite.
Have we heard anything more about what's going on? Have they come to any agreements?
Well, yes. Not good ones, I'm afraid. They
Still want war?
They have voted to continue the war.
Sounds like Dalgarm needs to die.
We'll see. But, at the very least, something else that I have heard is that there is another merchant of weapons around here named Gath. Looks at you all with like a cheeky grin on his face.
Jun is going to look at him very sheepishly and turn back into himself. or at least into the visage that you know of as Jun.
Yes.
Including his cloak.
Yeah.
Jun, because we don't even know if that's his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Quotation marks everywhere.
And he walks up to you, freshly changed, and sort of like he puts his foot on your foot in the square of this guard's back and makes you push hard enough to sever this guy's head.
Jin's gonna sigh and be like, guys, every person we kill brings the Black Sun God closer.
I mean, it also brings more coin into our pockets. Can I search this dead guy?
This is why we're trying to stop the war.
That's why you're trying to stop the war.
And he just throws his hands up in exasperation and kind of just wanders vaguely around.
We will try and kill the minimum amount of people, but often if we don't kill people, they will absolutely kill us. And then
I
there's
know.
just more fodder. I understand.
Grey
you're
Solo
not wanting
says-
to give him more.
Cressor says, I know these men. They have killed probably more people than you guys have. And
I
told-
don't know about that.
Well,
Maybe indirectly, actually.
they have been active far longer, I'm sure.
True.
But needless to say,
Go on a day on average.
we needed to keep this. We need to keep this between the people who need to know. And if we let this guy go, who knows what he could say to others? Knowledge that they don't need to have.
Fair enough.
You have a point.
And we weren't going to get much more out of him than I already know.
So, we need as much information on Dalgrim as we can. Did
Well,
you find anything out about his stuff?
I have a bunch of blueprints and I have a bag of platinum. Would you like to go back to your abode and we shall talk about this over a drink?
It sounds good. Tell me, how good are you with making weapons?
Not great.
I'll need an assistant for the blueprints. This could be fun.
All right.
Jin's
Cool.
sighing to himself and like internally screaming, like, you mean my harebrained scheme had a simple resolution the whole time? He's like, not again.
And everything worked out in the end.
Like, he doesn't say any of this out loud, but you can tell he's very frustrated.
Yeah. We'll say hindsight is always a natural 20. You thinking about it now, the guy Mala that you talked to, he did not seem like he was really going to help you at all. It very much seemed like he took you trying this and was like, yeah, this guy is definitely barking up the wrong tree. I'm gonna tell somebody and get him in trouble. And that is exactly what happened.
This is such a Jin experience.
Cool. We will save looting and stuff for next time. But yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be us. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, it's been a good time. Tomorrow, I don't think Beef King Salad will be back. I think Random Guy is going to be covering for him. Wednesday, we should all be back with, I think, Marvel vs. Capcom. Thursday, I'll be back with something. Who knows what it is yet? Friday and Saturday and probably Sunday, more Random Guy, and then Monday we'll be back to see what Grey Swallow has found and what the team finds on these bodies. Cool. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.